Hello, hello. This philosophy will not work with everyone. And that's fine. This is something that works for me. This channel is about sharing what works for me and hoping it works for other people. Life is fair. I've always felt life is completely fair. Now, when I say this to people, they instantly think of someone who suffers and say, well, how is their life fair? Individual life is not fair, but individuals cannot factor in fairness. Fairness is about everyone getting. But as soon as you say my life, you're just focusing on you. If I say my life is unfair and I suffer, but then my children have a better life because of it, was my life still unfair? It gets tricky there. If my suffering causes me to bring joy to millions of people, is my life still unfair? It's a pointless back and forth. It's a pointless thing to think when you say my life. I don't want to say it's selfish because it is your life, but it's a limited view. It's a limited view no matter how you look. If you look at just you or just your family or just your culture, the higher you take it, the better. But the tighter it is, the more you're going to be offended in life. The tighter niche that you identify with. If you identify with, I'm a man, then you can't do, it's going to be unfair when you look at things that are this way. But if you identify as a damn human, if you identify as life, then it is fair. If you look at the fact that animals get their babies eaten on a daily, their life, it gets ridiculous when we start saying individual lives are unfair. We are all going to die. We're all going to die. We're all going, and then we got to endless what makes fairness, because there are people with money who kill themselves. There are people with loving families who kill themselves. There are people with everything you dream of who are completely unhappy with it. And there are people with a life that you would have nightmares about who dance every day. So what you have in life, it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it doesn't dictate your experience in life. It influences, but it's not a dictator. You still get to choose, hardest choice you'll ever make, but you still get to choose how you feel, how you view things. If you want to view that your life is unfair, let's take right or wrong out the equation. Why? Why do you want to view that your life is unfair? If your life's unfair, it's never going to be fair because you're comparing yourself to people with more. There are always going to be people with more. There are always going to be people with less. Why look at life that way? Not right or wrong, but why? What is the benefit? If I look at life this way, and it brings me a certain level of peace, and then I die at the end. But you look at life this way, and you suffer all the way through, and then die at the end. It doesn't, I'm getting off track here. I'm getting off track, kind of. But death is the ultimate equalizer. Death makes everything fair. Death makes everything fair. It does not discriminate. People dying is sad. I know a lot of people won't like this video. A lot of people, they don't look at death the right way. People dying is sad. Death is the most beautiful thing there is. It's the fairest. Nothing is as equal as death. But individual people dying is sad. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying we need to be able to separate my life from life. If your focus is purely your individual life, you will suffer. You will suffer your entire fucking life. You can live till 90. You see old miserable people. They didn't get miserable when they were old. They were miserable 20-year-olds. They just never looked at life differently. They just expected things to change. They just felt life was unfair their whole life. And now they're miserable and they're about to die. But is that unfair? No, they got to get old. It's a blessing to get old. But what if you get old and you never see the light and you suffer your whole life? Is that fair? It's pointless. Who cares what's fair? How is your experience of life? Because I promise you, I have a lot less than most of you. And I'm happier than most of you. Is that fair? Come on. Come on. Come on. I wish I had a back and forth on this, because I need somebody to say, wait a minute, Anthony, well, what about? But it's just me talking to myself. Contrary to prophecy, I don't like just talking to my damn self. I need a back and forth. I gotta start making these videos live. This video, I'm sorry for this rambly ass video. If you are still watching, thank you. Give me some examples in the comments section of how life is unfair. Not your life, not that person's life, but life. All of life. How is it unfair? Or shit, give me an example of how, you know what, I don't even want no comments, man. If you watch this whole thing, thank you. Thank you.